Think, is it on? Is it on? Oh, okay. All right. Welcome. Man, this webcam sucks. Sorry about that. But if anybody drops in here, welcome to the first live stream. I know the camera quality isn't um all that great. It's pretty poor actually. There's a lot of static and stuff, but it's not really an expensive laptop, so I'm using the camera for my laptop. So yeah. But welcome to the first live stream of possibly many. This is Seven No Fear. Well, I usually go by 7Gs, so either or, but the YouTube name is Seven No Fear, and this is the first live stream, man. I want to take this whole YouTube thing a little bit more seriously. For those that don't know what I do on here, I basically do movie reviews. This is primarily like a movie review channel. I don't really have anything else on this channel but movie reviews, except for I think my first video was just like an intro, but otherwise than that, everything on here is pretty much movie reviews. And yeah, I started about, I think 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Started about almost 2 years ago, and my very first review was Ready Player One. And from there I've been uploading movie reviews here and there. Last year I took pretty much a big hiatus. However, I've been uploading reviews recently to the channel of just past videos that are recorded, but I never gotten to upload, and I'm finally uploading those little by little. For the past couple of days, I've been uploading about a couple of videos per day. I still got a few more to upload, so whoever checks it out, be on the lookout for that. And who's ever watching right now, I appreciate it. You know, I never done a YouTube live. I always watch YouTube lives all the time of other people, but this is like my very first YouTube live stream. So yeah, I don't know. Feel like I'm talking to myself here, but that's all right. I plan on doing this like a weekly thing. I don't know if Wednesday will be the day of the week that I do it, but it will be every week. I probably will choose Wednesday, but I'm gonna just do it every week and see where it goes. Uh, for the past, I guess you could say for the past year or so, going back to, a little bit of my history on here, I haven't been really taking like the whole YouTube thing seriously. I just, did movies reviews for fun, and this is still pretty much for fun. But last year, part of the reason why I haven't uploaded so much is because I didn't really see a point in just, uploading videos and nobody really watching it. So I never really gave it an effort like that. Plus, I work on other things too. So it's like that kind of takes priority over, focusing on the channel and stuff like that. But, I've collaborated with another fellow YouTuber on here is a good friend of mine. Her name is Yuri Moon. Well, on YouTube, you can find her at Yuri Awakened. So I have a video with her coming up. Whenever she finishes uploading it, I mean editing it, she will upload it. So if anybody runs across this video, subscribe to Yuri Awaken. It's Yoori Awaken. You should be able to find her. She has great content, and yeah, just be on the lookout for that. And we're planning on doing some more things in the future. But uh tonight's show, this is basically like an intro to what's to come. So I don't want to keep this, pretty long. I just want to, do the intro and then just go into the meat of this live stream. But basically, I guess I could go into what the live streams are going to be about. Basically, I plan on doing the live streams like I guess like a pregame show. Like in sports how they have the pregame and you play the main game. Well, I plan on doing it like that to where, you know, maybe like a couple of days before a new movie comes out on Friday, I just express my thoughts on whatever movies that I'm gonna see that particular weekend. So for example, Sonic comes out this weekend. So this is like the pregame to that. So I'm going to be talking about my predictions for the Sonic movie and my expectations, and I'm gonna go into a little bit of a theory on that particular movie. But it's not going to be like theories every single week. It's just for that particular movie. But you know, in the future live streams is going to be basically about whatever movie comes out that weekend that I'm going to see. It may be two, it may be just one. You know what I mean? However, movies come out that weekend, I'm interested in seeing. I'm just gonna, just give my little thoughts, just give my predictions, just give my expectations. So I'm I don't have a name yet for these live streams, so I'm thinking about just calling it the pregame show. That's kind of sticking to me right now. I guess I could call it whatever day of the week pregame show, or seven pregame show, or movie pregame show. Maybe movie pregame show would be a good name, but yeah. So that's how the live streams are gonna just play out, and then also I'm gonna talk about just other things that's been on my mind. You know what I mean? And then that's pretty much a show. And then whoever drops in here and drops a comment, I'll respond to comments and whatnot. And whoever's watching this right now, I appreciate you watching this. This is my first show, so I don't even know how this is going to turn out. But whoever stays around and watches it, even if you don't comment, your time is valuable, man. You don't even have to be watching me right now. You could be doing something else important. You know what I mean? So definitely appreciate your time, spending it with me. And man, I just can't thank you enough. But I think I should get on to talking about the Sonic movie. Now, of course, we all know that Sonic comes out, 2 days from now. Well, technically tomorrow actually comes out. I actually just checked on Google, and they have movie times for my local theaters as early as tomorrow. So I can see it tomorrow, but I don't think it's that important of a movie for me to see like on a Thursday night. I only do that for special occasions. Like if it's like in a Marvel movie, like a big Marvel movie, like an Avengers, yeah, I'll go see that Thursday night. Like I can't wait. It has to be like big movies like that for me to go out on a movie on a Thursday to go see. So with Sonic, I could wait. You know what I mean? I could wait. So I'm planning on seeing Sonic Friday, which is Valentine's Day, of course. So for all the lovers out there. But yeah, I'm planning on seeing Sonic Friday. If not Friday, then definitely Saturday. I'm definitely gonna see it Saturday. Now I've been seeing a lot of headlines on the Sonic movie. There's been a couple of people who's reviewed it already, and I've been reading the headlines, and it looks like it's a pretty good movie, man. I haven't seen any reviews yet. I'm staying away from reviews. I don't usually like watching movie reviews before I go see a movie. Sometimes I'll do it when I'm not that interested in the movie, but if it's a movie that I really want to see and I haven't seen yet, I stay away from movie reviews. And I just do that because I don't like to go in with some kind of preconceived expectations. I don't really want to know anything about the movie, before I go in. So usually with movie reviews, even if it's not a spoiler, you kind of get like a sense of what the movie is. So like once you watch the review, you kind of have like in your mind like an idea of how the movie's gonna play out, and it kind of like takes away from that. It kind of takes away from the experience of just going in and seeing it for yourself. You know what I mean? So that's what I pretty much like to do. I just like to, you know, just blind myself from all the reviews and stuff like that. And then once I go see the movie, then I go back and watch the reviews to see if people have some of the same thoughts as me, or if they have different thoughts, just to see people's different opinions on the movie that I watched. So that's how I like to watch movie reviews. That's how I approach it. You know what I mean? So I haven't seen any reviews. I just seen the headlines, and people, from the couple of headlines that I read, it looks like this is going to be maybe the first, widely accepted good video game movie. I know video game movies has a flack in the past for being terrible and just trash, but I don't think video game movies as a whole are as bad as what people make it out to be. I think at best, as a whole, video game movies are at best I guess you could say slightly okay. Maybe decent. You know what I mean? It's at best, I would say decent. You know, a lot of video game movies tends to be in the realm of it's so bad, so good. You know what I mean? Like that phrase, it's so bad, it's just so good. Like Street Fighter movie, the Mortal Kombat movie. Those movies are not really like I can't say like they're like well made movies. You know what I mean? But it's just the whole just vibe of it. I don't even know if I'm using the correct term, but the whole vibe of it, just the whole, just how it plays out, is just so cheesy, and it's so cheesy that you just laugh at it, you just enjoy it, you know. So a lot of those video game movies fall in that particular realm. Like it's so bad, it's just so good. You know what I mean? And a lot of there are a lot of trash video game movies. Don't get me wrong, but there's been a couple of that I've enjoyed. Like I've liked the Tomb Raider movies. Well, the recent Tomb Raider movie. I shouldn't say movies, but the recent yeah, the recent Tomb Raider movie that came out a couple of years ago. I love that movie. A lot of people seem to not like it, but I enjoyed it. The Assassin's Creed movie that came out, I guess, like 2 years ago now. 2 or 3 years ago, I like that movie a lot, man. A lot of people trash that movie, but I thought it was good. Even the new, not the new, but the Hitman movie, the Agent 47. I think that came out, I think back in 2016 or something like that. That even that one wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't like a great movie or anything like that, but I mean, for what it was, I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. You know what I mean? It had some good action in there. I think the plot was all over the place, but it was I still, like I said, it was still a decent movie. So video game movies overall, I think, are, to me, they are at least decent when you just count them as a collective. Of course, like I said, there's a couple that you could pick out of the whole bunch that are just like, heck no, it's just terrible. You know what I mean? You have a couple like that, but you got a lot. You got a good handful that are at least, I would say, okay, that are watchable. You know what I mean? And not as bad. People like to trash on video game movies, like, oh, video game movies are so terrible, it's so bad, and oh, they're never that good. They're always in the dump pile. I'm like, I don't really agree with that, but that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? People have different opinions on stuff, so you know, it is what it is. But Sonic. So I was going to go into Sonic before, but I'm going to delve into Sonic right now. Now, of course, when the trailer, first of all, when they announced the movie, I don't think anybody was looking forward to seeing a live action Sonic movie, including me. I was just like, who asked for this? You know what I mean? Like Hollywood, they always bring out these movies that nobody asked for. Like, who asked for Sonic? Like nobody asked for a live action Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And where, you know, when it was announced, me and many others, we was like, oh boy, here we go. You know what I mean? And then before the trailer, this was like a couple of months before the trailer, they dropped like a little teaser image of how Sonic would look, but they didn't really show his full, his full design. They had him kind of like in the background, like in the shadow, and you just saw like the silhouette. And when people saw that, it was like, wait a minute, this Sonic looks way off. His body proportions just look totally off. Like this is not looking good at all. Including when I saw it, I was just like, yeah, this doesn't look right, because he looks a lot. He's not like short and like kind of chubby like how the original Sonic was. He's like tall and just like so his body was just so odd looking, like so disproportionate, I guess you could say. And it just kind of just like people from that point, people were just like, yeah, this film is not even looking good, and the trailer hasn't even dropped. You know what I mean? So when the first trailer dropped, the infamous trailer that everybody talked about, it was all over social media, man. Everybody was just like, what the hell is this? Like, this isn't even Sonic. The memes was just wild. It was crazy. People who don't really delve into the movie stuff, like they was checking it out because they was curious, and it's gotten all this big media buzz, and it's gotten such a backlash from people on Twitter and all of that, and then the director of the film had to come out with a tweet and say, hey, you know what, we understand everybody don't like it, we hear your concerns, and we're going to push the movie back to work on the design of Sonic some more to make him a little bit better. And then everybody rejoiced. Everybody was like, man, this is like the first time they ever did this. Like the studio actually listened to the fans and actually decided to change something that they made that got a negative feedback. You know what I mean? So they finally decided to change something. Everybody was just like, oh man, I can't believe, Paramount listened to the fans. I can't believe the director listened to the fans. I can't believe, they did this for us. You know what I mean? And a lot of people said, man, I'm going to see this movie twice, just to support them, just to support the visual effects team, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. So the movie is supposed to come out in November. They pushed it back to this month, which will be coming out this Friday. And, people were happy. People were happy about that, man. And they pushed it back. And then the other trailer dropped, the one from a couple of months ago. I think that one was back in November. And they had the new poster for it, everything with the new design. And like, this was like night and day. Like, I've never seen like a redesign just so 180 in my life. Like, talk about just polar opposite ends of the spectrum. We went from a trailer that was probably like the worst trailer of all time. So now it's like Jesus touched it or something. I don't even know. Like this, the new design of Sonic, this was the Sonic everybody knew and loved. Like his look was amazing. His look was awesome. I love the new design. Like there's some minor details that you can nitpick, but they got it down, man. This is when you look at it, it's like, yeah, that's Sonic. This is Sonic, It's cute, it's nice, it's colorful, you know what I mean? And the new trailer showed parts of Green Hill Zone, and it looks like a fun movie, man. It looks like a very fun movie. And I just hope that this movie is officially the first video game adaptation movie to kind of break that barrier. You know what I mean? Because I feel like video game movies has like kind of got this bad rep for so long. Like studios and directors, I don't think that they took it seriously enough, or they was trying to put a different spin on it to appeal to a wider audience, but they never gotten it down, man. They never got the formula down to make a good video game movie. And I hope Sonic is the first of many good video game adaptation films. So I'm very looking forward to this. I'm going, I shouldn't go into this with high expectations because it is Sonic. Sonic kind of has a reputation for just falling flat on his face and just delivering bad products. You know what I mean? Sonic doesn't really have a clean track record. You know what I mean? So I shouldn't go into it with high expectations, but seeing, the reviews, just reading the headlines for the reviews, just hearing what people have to say about it, I really hope this is the movie. I really hope this is the movie, the video game movie that fans ask for, man. I just hope that this is the one that kind of just, like I said, breaks that barrier, man. I just hope this starts the trend of us seeing more good quality video game adaptation films, because it's came a long way and we deserve it at this point. Video game fans like me and many others, we deserve to see, a good video game movie on a big screen, man, and just enjoy it for what it is. So I'm coming into this with high hopes. Hopefully this film delivers, man. And now I got a little bit of I hate using this term, man. I hate using this term, but for lack of a better word, conspiracy theory. But I'm going to say more so of a theory than like a conspiracy. There's really no conspiracy behind it. But going back to the trailer, the very first trailer that dropped, and seeing everybody just dog on the trailer like no tomorrow. Of course, the design was terrible. It was one of the worst designs I've ever seen for iconic character. Like, just one of the worst designs, period. It doesn't even have to be for an iconic character or not. It was just a terrible, terrible, terrible design. So, after the trailer dropped the very first time back in like April of last year, seeing the backlash from the fans, and the director had to come out on Twitter and respond and say, "Hey, look, we're gonna pull back and we're gonna fix Sonic up, and we're gonna make it better. So instead of the movie coming out in November, we're gonna push it back to February just to make sure everything is right with the design and stuff like that, yada yada yada." And then what's like 6 months later, we got another full trailer with the new redesign and a new movie poster and everything, like promo, all of a sudden, all in November. And everybody is like, man, they're just praising Paramount and the team that worked on this film. Like, they're praising them like, man, this is like the first time that a studio listened to the fans. Like, they actually, went back on their original design and just went back and changed things for the fans because the fans demanded it, and they listened to the fans' demands, and they actually pushed the movie back for us. But you got to think about it. Let's think about it. This is a live adaptation CG film where the main character of the movie is a CG character. We all know how hard animation and visual effects are. We all know that. So when the trailer first dropped back in April, think about this. Like, when the trailer dropped in April, we got another trailer like 6 months, as soon as 6 months. First of all, they didn't even push it back a year. They pushed it back to February. So from April to February, that's what? 10 months? Not even a full year from when they dropped the first initial trailer up until now. And the movie was supposed to come out in November. They had to have this design somewhere in the stats. Like, this wasn't the Sonic that we saw in that very first trailer. That was not the final. No, I'm not believing that. I'm not believing that, because if they had to, like, let's just say for argument's sake that they had to just start all over. So that redesign of that, the first initial design that we saw of Sonic was the final design, and they had to start all the way from scratch and edit out every single scene with that final design of Sonic to redesign him to make him look like how he looks right now. If they had to do all of that, you mean to tell me they did all of that within less than a year? Less than a year? We got a trailer in November. You mean to tell me it took them that fast to make a new trailer with a newly redesigned new design Sonic from scratch, like just all over? And even if they had another design ready to go, like animation, it takes a while to edit out all those scenes and just do the computer work and the editing like that. That's a monster of a task. And you mean to tell me we've gotten a trailer before the year ended, and they didn't even push it back a year. They pushed it back less than a year. You mean to tell me all that was done within less than a year's time? A redesign like that? Like, so what I think this is genius marketing. Because think about it. Who was asking for a Sonic movie? Who wanted a Sonic movie? Nobody. And the studios, they know that. They know that people is not asking for a Sonic movie. Like, who wants a live action Sonic? Like, you know what I mean? Nobody asked for that. So if they would have came out like when the first trailer dropped, if that first trailer had the Sonic that we have now in that first trailer, like let's just say the first trailer was the trailer that dropped in November. If you would have got that trailer, nobody would have, like, everybody would have been like, yeah, Sonic looks fine. I guess it looks okay. You know what I mean? But people would have brushed it off. Nobody would have been talking about it. Nobody would have been talking about it. They probably would have been talking about it for at least maybe 2 days at best, and everybody had just been like, yeah, it's another video game movie that's gonna suck, it's gonna bomb, yada yada yada. Nobody would have talked about it if you would have gotten the second trailer the first time around. Nobody would have talked about it. So think about it. What do? You kind of flip the script a little bit. Kind of say, hey, you know what? Let's let's intentionally drop the most garbage trailer. Let's make something that people are gonna just go ape-ish about. Just like let's just make something that people are just gonna go bonkers about. And let's drop that. It's kind of like reverse psychology. You know what I mean? Like you give them something to talk about, and it has to be something to where it's like buzzworthy. And that first trailer was, when you look at it, you gotta say to yourself, like, who approved of that? Who approved of that? Nothing worked in that trailer. Nothing. The design, even the music, like Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise. Are you serious? Like, come on, man. Like that it was one of the worst trailers I ever seen for a major studio film. So who approved of that? Why would you make a trailer like that? Whose genius idea was it to say, "Hey, look, we got a Sonic movie. Let's put Coolio in the music." Like, what the? Like, no, that it doesn't work, and it didn't work. So what you do? You drop a trailer like that. People talked about it, right? They probably had the Sonic that we see now in the trailers and stuff like that. They probably already had that Sonic probably already ready to go. I'm gonna say my prediction is that Sonic was already ready to go, or it was like halfway done. It wasn't like all the way done with that design. It was like they was like still working on it. You know what I mean? But they kind of just had it like tucked away. And then they made this Sonic. This was probably like the first initial design Sonic. Maybe they was trying to go for a different field. It's trying to appeal to a wider audience. So they was going for a different design. So this was probably like a concept design that they had, but they wasn't too sure about. But they threw it out there anyway. They threw it out there just, I think, because they knew, man, they knew if they dropped that trailer that people was going to talk about it. Like, people was going to be pissed. They wanted that reaction. I'm telling you, they wanted that reaction. So now they could look like the good guys when they reply back and say, "Oh, we're gonna take that design back, and we're gonna work on Sonic a little bit more. And we're gonna push the movie back till February. We're gonna push the movie back till February. We're gonna work on Sonic a little bit more, you know, work on him a little bit more, get his design right, and then the trailer will drop when it's done. And then in November, lo and behold, we got this brand new Sonic who looks a zillion times better than the first. I don't even know what you call that thing, and looks so much better in less than a year, like 6 months. They had to redo every scene, every single scene with this CGI thing to make it look right. And you mean to tell me they got it done within that amount of time? Plus, they had the artwork, like the poster, all of that ready to go with by November? And the movie's coming out this Friday? And you mean to tell me this movie wasn't pushed back a year with all the visual design work and the re-editing and all of that, the processing? You mean to tell me it took them that quick to fix Sonic? Come on, man. Come on. This is genius. Is genius marketing. This is like the hidden number one reason why I'm going to see this film, and I probably will see it twice because the marketing is. I'm telling you, this was all done by design. This was all planned out. I'm sorry. That's my theory. I believe that this thing was all planned out. This wasn't no, oh, oops, that was the first trailer that we saw. That first design was I don't believe that was the final design. I don't believe that that was the design we're gonna see. It was like, hey, look, nobody's asking for a Sonic movie, so let's give them something to talk about. Let's give them controversy. Let's make something that's just gonna be so just controversial that we look like good guys in the end when we come back and say, "Oh, we're gonna fix it. Oh, we're gonna push the movie back. Oh, it's my mistake." Now it makes them look like the good guys. Now people are gonna be like, "Oh, Paramount, listen to us. Paramount, listen to the fans. Like, man, this is amazing. I'm gonna see the movie more than once now because this is the first time a studio ever listened to the fans. It makes them look good." This is all planned, man. All planned. This is genius marketing, man. It's genius. They just flipped the script. It's just reverse. They just gave you something they just flipped it on everybody. Just flipped it. They just gave you like a bait and switch. That's basically what it is. It's a bait and switch. They gave you the bait, which is the very first trailer. They probably had the final design of Sonic, the Sonic that we see now. They probably had them in the works. They had to have this Sonic in the works. I will not believe that they started Sonic over from scratch. Like they just redesigned Sonic from the ground up in less than a year. Within 6 months, they had the poster ready and the trailer ready with the new design. No, no, like no, no. They had this design. They had that design all planned out, man. All planned out. This it's a bait and switch. They gave you the first trailer, which was the bait. You know that wasn't the final. That wasn't the final design of Sonic. They had the initial Sonic that we see now in the background that whole time, and they were just waiting. They were just waiting for the responses. As soon as they saw because the director too, he responded quick. When was the last time you ever seen a studio director or a movie studio respond that quick to backlash and say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna pull it back"? That easy. That easy. They never do that. They never do that. So you don't think that they had this like plan, like pre-planned out, like this, like, and on top of that too, one of the people who worked on the film, I think, was Tim Miller, who worked on Deadpool. And if you know the character of Deadpool, you already know. Come on, man. Come on, man. Just think about it. All I'm saying is think about it. Just think. How did this design get done so fast? Brand new polished trailer within what, from April to November. So that's what, 7 months? Yeah, well, it was the end of April, and it dropped the other trailer dropped like in you know, middle of November. So you might as well say 7 months. It took them 7 months to redo all of that with new artwork and everything with the new Sonic. And the poster was done, I think, even before the trailer dropped, because I remember seeing like leaked photos of the movie poster, like I think back in like October or September. It was like leaked photos of how the Sonic will look, but you couldn't really see it because it was like leaked or whatnot. So they had everything done, you might as well say within like 6 months, for a CGI character who's the main character. So he's in pretty much almost every scene. Almost like, you might as well say 75 to 80% of the scenes this character is in. So they got to go back in a lot of scenes and reprocess and re-edit and redesign this character. And they did it in less than a year. Less than a year. They didn't even push this movie back 1 year. And they got everything done. Come on, man. Come on. This is, to me, this is genius marketing. I'm sorry. I may be wrong on that, but that's my thoughts, just me thinking about it. And that's it is what it is. But I'm still gonna see the movie regardless. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's really good. If it's good enough, if it's entertaining enough, I will go see it again. I will go see it twice. Not really to support the studio, just because I think it's probably one of the best marketing moves that I've seen from a movie in a while. I'm telling you, this was all by design. They had this planned out all along, man. They was waiting for that backlash. It was like, yeah, bring it. Bring it. We gonna look like the good guys in the end, and you gonna spend your money on us. Yeah. So this was planned out, man. This was planned out. You got Bloodshot coming out. I don't really have nothing much to say. I'm just gonna drag this one out. I see one person in here. This person hasn't even, responded in the chat or anything. I don't know if this person's still here or just, um, just lurking in the background. But hey, for that one person, man, I appreciate you watching this, watch me ramble for like 30 minutes about Sonic the Hedgehog and other things. And I know I'm not the best speaker, and I'm not really good at getting my point across, but hopefully the stream is well and stuff like that. I really hope like this mic works too, because I don't even know if like the sound is on or anything like that. I'm like the only one talking, you know what I mean? So I have really no feedback from anybody else. But I guess when I watch the replay, I'll see, if there was sound the whole time. I'm gonna be disappointed if there wasn't. But I mean, that's pretty much it for this. I think this this stream was only meant to talk about really Sonic in the intro, and I know I said other topics. Uh, you know, I don't even know what to talk about now. I guess I could go into other movies that's coming out. Oh, let me. I want to talk about Marvel for a minute because ever since Spider-Man: Far From Home, I feel like man, it's been such a long time since we've seen a Marvel movie. It's funny because usually every year, like there's at least three Marvel movies. There's one that drops like around the springtime, like April, May, and then there's a summer one, and there's one that dropped like towards the end of the year, like November, October. But last year was only two, so this feels like a long kind of stretch between Marvel films, man. And I'm kind of missing the Marvel cinematic experience right now. You know what I mean? We got Black Widow coming up in May, and it just seemed from Spider-Man Far From Home all the way to Black Widow, that's almost a year. That's like 10 months. So we haven't gotten a Marvel cinematic movie in like 10 months. That I don't know if anybody else is feeling that drought, but I'm kind of feeling that drought, man. I'm feeling that itch, man. Um, I've been hearing a lot of people say that they're done with Marvel after Endgame, and I understand, man. Like, what Marvel did with the whole MCU and stuff, that's never gonna get topped, man. That's like a phenomenon that's never gonna nobody's ever gonna match that. That was incredible. You know what I mean? And even though I have mixed feelings towards Avengers Endgame, I gotta admit, like that's a movie I think about a lot. I constantly think about that movie. Even movies that I saw after Endgame, like some things with the movies that I've seen after Endgame, will remind me of that one. Like I remember when I saw it, I was like, man, this reminds you of Endgame. I remember when I saw it was another film that I saw. I'm like, man, this reminds me of Endgame. So even though like I do like the movie, I do like Avengers Endgame. Don't get me wrong, but I do have my gripes with it. But like on the flip side, I do think about that movie a lot, and it did leave a great impact. You know what I mean? I think that was a historic film, man. That's gonna go down as one of the historic movies of all time, man, because there was nothing like that. Like to close out a big saga like that and to close it out in that particular way, I felt like they could have done it a little bit better, but maybe my expectations were too high. But man, what we've gotten, man, the history of those 10 years was just something special, man. I like the MCU, they just broke so many grounds, man, so many grounds. And I just love, I love comic book movies in general, but with the MCU, man, it's just like it's almost an event every time like a Marvel movie drops. You know what I mean? It's like an event. Like I remember when Endgame, um the weekend when Endgame first dropped, I never been that hyped for a movie in my life. That movie, I was just like ecstatic. I was like, yo, let's go. Like I've been waiting, like this is it. You know what I mean? I've had my expectations up to the infinite. You know what I mean? I've never been so hyped for a movie more than Endgame. Man, and I gotta thank Kevin Feige for that, man. Like he's done. I don't know if you know who Matt Jarbo is. A lot of people know him, but he said he's the most powerful man in Hollywood, and I agree. He is top dog in Hollywood right now. I don't think there's nobody coming close. You know what I mean? And like I said, I kind of miss the Marvel movies, man. I'm getting that itch to see another Marvel movie, and it's been a while. We're in February, and Black Widow don't come out within the next 3 months, so we still got a little ways to go. And it's like, oh man, like I'm ready for another one, man. Now I feel like this is gonna be a kind of a test for Marvel because, like I said before, a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say online and like in person, a lot of people are like, "Yo, I'm done with Marvel after fit. Like this was too much. Like this is like just to keep up with everything and keep up with all the side plots and all these new characters coming in and the Easter eggs and the after credit scenes. Like it's just like watching this film and you got to watch this film to get what's going to be in the next film. Like it was just too much for people. And then after Endgame, people was kind of like tired of it. Like, yo, this is too. It was good. This was a good little run, and it should have ended. With Endgame. A lot of people said, yo, this should have ended with Endgame. Like they should have took at least a little bit of a break, but it should have ended with Endgame. You know what I mean? A lot of people said that they're gonna be done after Endgame. Like they don't even care what Marvel drops anymore. And I'm kind of concerned about that because now we're going into phase 4 with Black Widow. I mean, my honest opinion about Black Widow, I wasn't really too excited about it when they announced it because, you know, of course in Endgame she died. And I'm like, well, if we're gonna go back before the events of or I think it takes place like during the events of Civil War, or like after Civil War, something like that. But I don't like that prequel idea of going back and doing a Black Widow movie. Like they should have never killed her off in Endgame. If they wanted to make a Black Widow movie, they should have never killed her off in Endgame and make her have her own movie set in the current time, not go back to the past and try to retell a story that, try to fill in some loose ends. I don't know, man. But I will say this, since I've seen the Black Widow trailer, the first one, I think there's another one, but I usually stay away from multiple trailers. I always like just watching the first one. I bet the Sonic movie about friendship. Oh, what's up, Chili Dogs? I bet the Sonic movie about friendship. Well, I don't know what you mean about that, but yeah, man, I was talking about the Sonic movie earlier, and yeah, it's. I just hope that it's going to be good. Like I said before, I just hope that the Sonic movie is going to be good, and I just hope that it lives up to my expectations and a lot of other people's expectations because this new redesign is awesome and it looks like they got everything right. So I'm hoping this is the video game film that breaks the barrier, man. But I appreciate you dropping by. If you want to just elaborate on what you mean by that, I don't know what you mean about friendship, and I guess you're trying to say that the Sonic movie is going to be about friendships and stuff. It could be, but it just looks like an ordinary fish out of water film. Like, some fantasy character from another world comes into our world and he's just new to everything and he's kind of like, looking around the world, looking around our world with a glassy eye, like, wow, like what's this, what's that, and him getting into certain stuff. And it just looks like that type of film. And we've seen that like a lot. So I hope they change some things with that film. Like I just hope it's not like your typical ordinary fish out of water film where this character from another world comes into our world and he's just clueless and lost and he has to learn a lot of things in our world. I hope it's not like that. I just hope that they do certain things different. You know what I mean? But I just hope overall that it's a good and fun film. And it looks like from the second trailer that dropped, it looks like it's a good and it's a fun film and stuff. You know what I mean? So definitely appreciate you dropping by, man. That's dope, man. Hopefully you stick around and yeah. From the trailers I see they're making Sonic like he's been by himself his whole time and he has no friends till he meets the cop. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, making Sonic like he's been by himself. Yeah, because even in the trailer, like in the very beginning, like he's in Green Hill Zone, and it looks like he's by himself. It's like there was no enemies and anything. Like it was a quick shot, but from the shot that we seen like at least a good a little amount, but there was nobody in that scene besides Sonic, and he was in his own world. It was just him alone. And yeah, it could end up being like that where he has no friends, and then he meets the guy, the cop in the movie when he comes to our world. He meets the cop, and that's probably his only friend. I don't know if they're gonna go into the backstory of Sonic's world of where he comes from, and if he had any friends on his planet or what happened to his planet or whatnot for him to come here. Um, well, in the trailer, it did show that the ring that he goes through, but that don't add up because after his powers is Eggman, but that don't add up because yeah, I don't know. But that don't add up because I guess you're trying to say who gives him his powers if Eggman is in the real world. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean the trailer is not didn't really explain that, but of course it's a trailer, so it's not gonna really go into detail on that. Um Hopefully the film explains all of that. Hopefully the film explains powers because who the bad that don't add up because who the bad guy is in his world after okay. 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 I think I see what you're trying to get to. But yeah, hopefully in the film it explains that. Because in the trailer it doesn't really go into the story too much. It just shows some comedy scenes and some action scenes. So hopefully they go a little bit more in depth into Sonic's world and his background and how his relationship with I know Dr. Eggman is the enemy, but the whole backstory behind that. And I this is another thing that I forgot to talk about earlier, but I hope that at the end of this movie there is a hint, um, at least like a glimpse or like a I guess you could say an Easter egg with Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm that's what I want to happen, and I think that's what I think is going to happen by the end of this. This could be an interesting take on Sonic. I heard they're thinking of a sequel. I mean, yeah, I'll be down for a sequel, man. I think if they set it up right, I think a sequel could happen. A sequel could definitely happen. Sequel could definitely happen for sure if they set it up right. Like if they just if this movie is just like average or whatnot, and they don't really set up certain things to allude to a sequel, then a sequel is going to kind of feel forced. It's going to kind of feel like a money grab. They're going to have to put certain things in place to be like, oh, like what's this? So then when the sequel comes, it could expound on what they put in the first film. See what I mean? So I hope that they put certain things in this film or like have a couple little like Easter eggs in there, have like an end credit stinger, like kind of hinting at like another character or just a whole new world or it's something like that has to be in this one. It has to give people more. It has to give people like, yes, I want to see more, and they left us with something. Not just give us a good movie and it's kind of like a straightforward beginning to end kind of movie, and there's really nothing there to be explored. The ending credits has been leaked, and from what I've seen, it won't. What I've seen, I won't say is being said. Okay, okay, all right, cool. So there's an end credit scene. All right. Um. Okay. Cool. So there is an end credit scene. I'm happy for that. But I'm hoping in the end credit scene that Shadow the Hedgehog is at least mentioned. I want to see Shadow the Hedgehog because I would like to see how they do Shadow. And I've heard, not heard, but um, just scrolling through YouTube, I actually saw a video. I didn't click on the video, but it says Tails may be in this film. So I don't know if that's true or not. Chili Dogs, I don't know if you've seen it, but yeah, they said that Tails possibly shows up in this movie or is hinted at. I'm not sure, but okay, you saw that too. Okay, yeah, because I remember seeing that video. I didn't click on it because I didn't want to be spoiled with anything. But man, if Tails shows up, man, that would be dope, man. If he shows up, that would be dope. And I hope that I know I'm asking for too much for a first film, but I want to see like Tails and Knuckles and what's the other character? I think it's Amy Rose and the Bat one. I mean, but yeah, that's too much characters. But at least if they hint at Shadow at the end, and if Tails shows up, I think this one will be good. I think this will be good, man. I think this will be a good film. I'm really hoping that Shadow at least gets mentioned, man. Um, and I believe that's the end. Oh, hmm. So I'm guessing you're saying that Tails is in the end credits. If that's what you're alluding to, then that's interesting. I thought he was gonna show up during the movie, like at least towards the end, or like just make like a quick cameo or something like that. But they're saving him for the end credits, and that's interesting, man. But I would have saved that if that is true. I would like that would be cool, but I would rather see Shadow, man. Like I don't know why, but I like Shadow. I would like to see Shadow just because like he's like a dark version of like Sonic, and like my Sonic lore is not like up there, you know what I mean? Like I follow the Sonic games and stuff, but I'm not like a diehard Sonic fan like that. So I don't know like the whole inner workings with the Sonic lore and the story. But from what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Chili Dogs, but isn't Shadow like a clone, like creation from Dr. Robotnik? Was he created by Dr. Robotnik or something like that? I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure he was created by Dr. Eggman. And if that's the case, because in the trailer it looks like Dr. Eggman is hunting down Sonic because he has his certain powers. He's trying to steal something from Sonic so he could make something. Like it could be that. Like he's trying to find what makes Sonic powers, so he could create something for himself. So he could create a weapon to fight Sonic. You know what I mean? It looks like that kind of thing. So if that's the case, then that could be Shadow. You know what I mean? That could be Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm just throwing a theory out there. I do think they are making a sequel or film series, so this can be cool. Shadow was created by Eggman's grandfather. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I thought he was created by Dr. Eggman, but he was created by his grandfather. Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. But yeah, I hope that he shows up, man. He's a cool character, and I hope that Knuckles there is at least like a mention of Knuckles, like maybe I don't think they're gonna show like a cameo of him, but maybe just like a Easter egg of Knuckles, kind of like hinting that he could come in future Sonic movies, and it could like this would be dope if they like if the Sonic franchise progresses and they make like a Sonic and Knuckles film, and then Knuckles gets his own spin-off movie. That would be dope, man. That would be dope. Um, but yeah, I'm man, I'm very excited for this film, man. I really hope that this film. I can't say that enough, but I hope that this film is a good film, man. Because man, Sonic, Sonic fans, they've been through some things the last couple of years with the past Sonic games that came out, man. We all know the infamous Sonic '06 and what kind of game that was, and I mean recently they've gotten better, much better. Don't get me wrong, but man, Sonic had a period of just like what the heck is going on, you know what I mean? And Shadow was created by his grandfather to kill the world because he killed Eggman. Oh, Sonic was created by because they killed. Oh wow, and his granddaughter. Okay, wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. It's um very interesting. I learned something new. I didn't even know that, man. I just thought he was wow, man. And didn't like I'm not sure, but didn't like Shadow like I don't know if he betrayed Dr. Eggman in the later Sonic games or whatnot, and he kind of like joined Sonic's team. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that because I know in Sonic Adventure 2, the game you could play either between Sonic or Shadow, and I don't remember if like Shadow stayed like a bad guy. I'm pretty sure like he kind of like switched over. So I mean, I don't know, man. I'm like I said, my Sonic lore, brother, Sonic, but man, being faithful and loyal when good. Yeah, man. Yeah, looks like this is a good time to be a Sonic fan, man. This is man, you've been a fan for like 11 years, so that's what's up, man. And yo, Sonic, um, yeah, Sonic has had like a bad reputation for some years, man. So, man, for you guys, man, this is a great time to be a Sonic, even for me too, because man, I like Sonic, like the original Sonic games, like Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3. The music is hands down probably the best video game music ever. Like Sonic's One's music, like oh man, just so good on so many levels, man. You could listen to that whole soundtrack just on like man, it's classic. I can't even man, but yeah, I'm a big Sonic fan, man. I like Sonic a lot, and like I said, I think this franchise does deserve something really good. I know the past couple of games has been good. Like Sonic, I haven't played Sonic Mania, but I heard a lot of good things about Sonic Mania. I'm just happy to see people enjoying Sonic rather than hate it. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people been hating on Sonic, man, especially like Sonic '06 and Sonic Generations. Like they yo, Sonic's been like the laughing stock of video games, man. It's been pretty terrible for them. And yeah, people Sonic has been like I said before, Sonic has had a bad reputation for like years upon years, man. It wasn't looking pretty. It wasn't looking pretty at all, man. It's just insane. But it's this looks like it's the turnaround, and this looks like they got it right with this movie. Sonic Generations was dope. People hate it. I haven't played Generations, but I thought people was I thought that one because I know Sonic Colors. I think that one has gotten like good reviews and stuff. I heard like people saying like Sonic Colors was a good game, but I heard like Sonic Generations had some issues. But Sonic Generations was dope and people hate it now. I guess. I mean, you know how people are on the internet, man. Like one moment when something comes out, people like it or they hate it, and then like a couple years go down the line, and then people just think the total opposite. Like the Star Wars prequels. Like people hated the Star Wars prequel for years, but now all of a sudden people are like, Star Wars prequels ain't that bad. Star Wars prequels are actually pretty good. Like I'm seeing that a lot now. So times change, and unfortunately for certain franchises, it could be their detriment. And I think with Sonic, that's the case. With Sonic Generations, it looks like that's the case. At the time, people probably liked it, but now, when certain things becomes like the end thing to hate or to love, people are just gonna jump on that bandwagon. So, a lot of people was probably hating Sonic Generations now, but like when the game first came out, everybody was loving it. But now it's like cool to hate it. So it's kind of like that kind of thing. And unfortunately for Sonic, it's like Sonic can't catch a can't catch a break, man. But now, like I'm saying, now it's like the franchise is turning, and it's been a lot of good things Sonic wise. You got Sonic Mania, which I heard, like I said, is a good game. I haven't played it, but I've seen it like on YouTube and stuff, and it does look like a really good game, especially with like the classic, the classic stages, and they have like new stages that looks really good. And then now with this movie, when the first trailer first dropped, that was just like a disaster. But now they fixed it. And Sonic Colors and Generations, people love them. It was Sonic Lost World that people were starting to dislike a bit. And then Sonic Boom, oh my God, Sonic Boom screw everything. Yeah, man. That's the other thing too. Like Sonic has been so inconsistent. You will have like one good thing, and then when they come out with another good thing, like the following year, it'll just be like the total opposite. Like you said, like Solid Color Generations, people loved it. Then when Sonic Boom came out, it was just like, here we go again. Like, this is bad Sonic all over again. But then they come out with something good. So Sonic over the past couple years has kind of been like inconsistent. I would say that. I don't know if you agree with that, but like they will come out with one game or just like one TV show that's like so good, and they will come out with something else. It's just been like, man, what the hell were you guys thinking? You know what I mean? So hopefully Sonic, I feel like I think Sonic Mania dropped in 2018, right? I'm pretty sure Sonic Mania dropped in 2018. So I think from 2018 up until now, Sonic has been consistently good. Just counting Mania and then counting with this film, which could potentially be a really good film. So it looks like they're on the right track. Um, and aren't they making a new Sonic game or something like that? Chili Dogs, I'm not sure. You could confirm that or deny that, but I'm pretty sure that they are working on another Sonic game. So hopefully, with if they are working on a new Sonic game, hopefully this new Sonic game that they're working on will be, a really good Sonic game, just like Sonic Mania and Sonic Colors and stuff like that. And Sonic could kind of be on the rise again. This would kind of be like a little comeback for Sonic. You know what I mean? Because even with like Sonic Mania and stuff like that, I just feel like it's not really. I feel like Sonic has had like a lot of bad in the past that just coming out with a couple of good, decent games is not enough to like kind of like reignite the franchise. It needs a little bit more. And hopefully with this film, that could be like that reignition. Hopefully with this film, people will be like, man, Sonic is like good again. You know what I mean? We got a good movie. We got some good games for Sonic. There's some future titles that's coming out, and hopefully those future titles are good. And if that's the case, then Sonic is doing this thing again. You know what I mean? So it will be dope. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of losing my voice here, but I'm gonna continue on with the Marvel thing. I know I jumped back from Sonic, but if Chili Dogs, if you're here, if you still want to talk about Sonic, I'm gonna be on here a little bit longer, so we could talk about Sonic a little bit more. But I want to jump with the Marvel thing. I forgot where I left off, but yeah, with Marvel, it's been a long like drought since that's how it was with the movies, bro. Mania, everyone was happy, and then the movie almost killed the momentum. Totally agree. Quote 20. Yeah, man. Yeah, 2020 is the year, man. Sonic needs to get his revenge on everybody. That's what I feel like. Sonic needs to just get his revenge on everybody. Like, y'all hated on me for years. Now I'm back. That's what needs to happen. That's definitely what needs to happen with Sonic. And I feel like this could be his big comeback party. Like the way they did it, Sonic's redesign looks really good. Like this is Sonic. Like when you look at it, just keep the momentum is all. Yeah, that's all I got to do. Just keep, like you said, just keep the momentum. Just be consistent. It doesn't even have to be like, I would even say it doesn't even have to be like super great. It just has to be just like you said, keep the momentum going. Just drop consistently good content. Drop consistently good games. Drop consistently good films. And it will be back on the map. And I think with Sonic, this could be like the start of that. Like it could be the start of something like a reignition into the franchise. Like this lights the fire back into Sonic. Like people will be paying attention to Sonic again because Sonic the Hedgehog it has its diehard. Sega says 2020 is the year of Sonic, so the next game is probably okay. That's what's up. That's what's up, then. This could be a big year for Sonic then. Yeah, that's dope, man. And especially with the next gen consoles coming out, like the Xbox Series X and the PS5, like it'll drop on Nintendo because Nintendo owns Sega pretty much. So it'll drop on Nintendo. But even with the Switch, that'd be dope, man. That would be dope. Like this, 2020. It looks like it's gonna be a good year for Sonic. If the new Sonic game does come out this year, yeah, it is. And they show a trailer or something. And from the last game that they dropped, Sonic Mania, I can't see this new game being like just bad. I think they learned their lesson because but as usual, I try to keep it open. Yeah, with Sonic, man, you can't put all your hopes in that you can't put all your eggs in that basket, man, because Sonic we seen it in the past years. I'm with you, man. Like I've seen it too in the past years for Sonic has been kind of rough, man. It's been rough. So yeah, you definitely can't put all your eggs in that basket, especially with like Sega and stuff. They're so unpredictable because they could drop something great Sonic wise, and then like the next game comes out, and then it's like, what the heck happened? Like what were you thinking? Like why? So it's been a lot of disappointment, man. But hopefully this is the like I said, but since Sonic Mania came out in 2018, it seems like they've learned their lesson. Like because with Sonic Mania, they kind of went back to its roots a little bit. It kind of went back to what Sonic used to be. So it looks like they learned their lesson with the past Sonic games. And hey, look, this is what Sonic fans want. They want something that feels like the old Sonic again. And with even with I like I said, I haven't played like Colors and Generations, but I've seen like clips of them, and it looks like Sonic Mania 10 out of 10. Everyone loved it. Sega then makes Sonic MP. Oh, don't even go there, man. Don't give them any ideas. You know, we'll have a Sonic Call of Duty. Uh, we'll have Sonic Call of Duty with microtransactions and just a whole bunch of BS in it. Nah, don't even give them any ideas. They probably watch this live stream like, we could make a Sonic FPS. Like, nah, I'm just joking, man. But yeah, everybody loves Sonic Mania, man. And the dude who did the music is a guy that the guy who did the music for Sonic Mania. His name is T Lopes. I don't know if you checked him out, but check him out on YouTube, man, because that he's a bad boy when it comes to music, and he's done a lot of like Sonic remixes in the past, and he done like a Sonic Starlight Zone remix and a Sonic Spring Yard Zone remix, and he done a couple of other Sonic remixes. It like incredible. Like when I tell you like the remixes are incredible, it's incredible. Like if I get like when I get married one day, like his remix to Starlight Zone will be my wedding song. Like no doubt. It's a beautiful just a beautiful rendition of and Starlight Zone is already a dope soundtrack as a dope track on its own, but the way he did it, it just sounds so live and jazzy and smooth. And yeah, check him out. His name is T Lopes, Teelopes, T Lopes. He done the soundtrack for Sonic Mania. Man, his work is insane, insane. But yeah, man, you don't want to give the dev team ideas for FPS, man. That's a terrible idea. But didn't Sonic Kart Racing just drop too? But man, hype for this year with the games. I'm a big Sonic fan of Nintendo, man. I love Nintendo. Can't wait. Tilo will start remixing. Yeah. Okay, okay. So you know about him then. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, he's dope, man. I follow him on YouTube and stuff. He doesn't really drop as much YouTube videos anymore. I guess because he's busy with, games and stuff like that. But yeah, he's an incredible talent. But um yeah, Nintendo too. Like, man, the Switch, like, oh my God, like I can't believe like how good the Switch turned out to be. Cause I remember, when the Wii U dropped, Wii U was terrible. Yeah, Sonic Team Racing dropped under the radar. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing, but that game doesn't really get talked about as much. So I'm wondering if it's good or not. I mean, it looks pretty good from the trailer I seen and the clips I've seen on YouTube and stuff. It looks pretty good, but yeah, that game did kind of fly under the radar a bit. I haven't seen anybody talk about it really, so I'm wondering if it's a good game or it's just people just not paying attention to it, or they probably just haven't put in enough like marketing into the game. They're probably like, yeah, we're just gonna just throw this out there. We didn't really put too much, R&D and stuff like that into it. So I'm wondering if that was like the case. Like it could be, you know what I mean? But yeah, like Nintendo, like the Switch is a great. I mean, I haven't. I've played the Switch. I like the Switch. It's dope, man, to have like a console on the go like that. Like I still want to switch, man. I still haven't gotten the Switch, and the only reason why I held out is because I keep hearing about the Switch Pro. But now that they're saying that the Switch Pro is not even coming out, so now I'm considering kind of buying the Switch in the next coming, maybe soon. You know what I mean? But yeah, Nintendo, man, they talk about a comeback for them too, because like the Wii U was like dead in the water, and then I remember when it was working on the Switch, when it was like Project X and stuff, I liked it, but it doesn't have much of commodity and much of a community, and came out when Crash. Okay, nah, man, I don't got to switch, man. I know I'm late. I'm late to the party. Like I said, I held out because I thought they was gonna make a pro version. So I didn't want to buy a Switch and then them announce a pro version after that. I would have felt bummed. I would have been like, yo, I wasted my money. I would have just bought the pro version. But now, since I'm hearing that they're not dropping the pro version, I just might as well go out and buy a Switch. You know what I mean? And I could play I could play it on the go. That's what I like about it, because I don't really watch TV like that. I don't have a TV in my room. I'm not really a TV guy, so I don't really stay home a lot. So I could carry my Switch with me on the go. You know, when I'm out and about, I could play some games and stuff like that. And yeah, that'll be dope, man. So I think I gotta look into getting a Switch, and I know the prices probably dropped kind of, so I could probably get a good deal on it. And get a couple of games, and because there's a lot of games I want to play, man. It's like I'm into fighting games, so it's like, you know, Mortal Kombat and like the new Power Rangers fighting game, and what else? Oh, Dragon Ball Fighters and stuff. Like those are games I want to play that I've been wanting to play for a while. I do think was coming, because they also said Switch Lite was coming out. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I heard people mention that. Like, I think Nintendo came out with an official statement saying that they wasn't gonna drop the Pro. But people keep saying that, yo, like Nintendo said they wasn't gonna drop a Lite version, and the Lite version happened, so the Pro could drop. So you could be right, but it's like at this point, I waited a little bit too long, and to wait on a pro version that possibly is dropping, like it's not like for sure. It's just like people are saying, yeah, but Nintendo said that before, and it's just kind of like he say, she say. I don't want to kind of go on that, and I'm not saying I'm gonna rush out tomorrow and go and get a Switch, not like that, but I probably will get one sooner than what I was planning on getting. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna wait on a pro version. You know what I mean? At this point, I'm not gonna wait on a pro. Um, they haven't officially announced it. If they do announce, if I do get a Switch before they announce the pro version, hey, so be it. I'll just stick with my regular Switch. You know what I mean? At this point. But you know, I've waited too long. I should have probably gotten it sooner. But yeah, I think I gotta hop on that, man. I gotta hop on that. But man, my voice is getting shot, man. So I think I'm gonna kind of end it here. This has been a good live stream, man. I'm surprised. Yo, Chili Dogs, man. Reason they say is not coming out because yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. They don't want to, because the Switch is doing so good right now, and the people who are thinking of buying, because somebody else mentioned that on a YouTube video as to the reason why they're not really announcing a pro version, because they don't want, like, people who haven't gotten a Switch yet, they don't want them to not buy a Switch now. They don't want people to hold out who hasn't gotten a Switch, because that's what exactly what's going to happen. Like, they're scared that sales is going to drop, because people who hasn't bought a Switch yet, like me, are going to be like, yo, I'll just wait for the pro version. And then their monthly sales is going to drop. You know what I mean? So they want to keep them sales coming. So they don't want to announce the pro version and then like have those sales dip. So yeah, that could be another reason why they're that it could possibly come out. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Yeah, see you later, man. Yo, yeah, I'm gonna end it right here, man. Yo, Chili Dogs. You can subscribe to the channel if you want. I do movie reviews, man. I'm gonna do a movie review for Sonic. So if you subscribe, yo, you'll definitely see it when it drops. I definitely appreciate you coming by, man. Like, it's been fun talking to you, man. This is my first live stream. I'm gonna be doing this. Yeah, good talking to you too, man. I'm gonna be doing this every single week. I'm gonna take the channel a little bit more seriously. Thank you to the two people who are in here. Thank you to Chili Dogs again, man. Like, yo, it's been dope talking to you, talking about Sonic. This stream has turned out much like better than what I was expecting. I had fun talking on here, talking to Chili Dogs, and yo, it's been dope. But I'm gonna end it right here. My voice is shot. Have a good night. Have a good day whenever you see this, and I'll be back with the next one, man. I'm out.